the psukim that he did, but I mean, seemingly you would say, if you begin Lech-Lecha, if it's considered Nisoyim, it would be a dictate. It should be a Dabar Hashem el Avram. Correct? It says Vayomar Hashem el Avram. Amiro. So we hear the Balaturim says, Pasal Amiro B'Loshin Nivra B'Olam Shebasor Ma'imoros Nivra Olam. But it uses the term Vayomer. It's the same terminology. V'Kulo Lo Nivra Elo B'Schus Avram. Because everything was created B'Schus Avram. Kaksiv Olov Maimer. Therefore it says Maimer, because he was part of that Vayomer. Because originally he had Vasar Maimeros Nivra Olam. So since this process of Vasar Nisyonos is to qualify him as the Av, which ultimately is Bishul Yishon Nivra Olam, therefore it's Vayomer. It's the Balaturim. You got it? But I always mention the Maral. The Maral says on the Chazal in Parshas Rashi says Bihi Borom. Bihi Borom is Osis Avram. If that caught you by surprise. You know Bihi Borom. You thought it's Bihi Borom. Yeah. So Bihi Borom is Osis Avram. So the Maral says the letters, if you conjugate the letters, those letters, if you conjugate them differently, it spells Avram's name. Bihi, when he created them, this is a time of creation. Bihi Borom. Bihi Borom. In Parshas Rashi. So the Maral says that Avram himself was the equivalent of a new Bria. When Avram came on the scene, what he represented did not precede him at all. It's not he advanced what was before him. Actually, Avram was a new Bria. Bihi Borom. As the Bria was Yesh Mi'ayin in the physical sense, in the spiritual sense, Avram Avinu coming on the scene was a Yesh Mi'ayin in terms of what he represented. So that's Bihi Borom. The Maral. What? Good, but the totality of Avram, Bihi Borom, well, that's when he assumed that spiritual, but that's when he became the Abraham Klal Yisrael. Where he wasn't able to father Yitzchak till he became Abraham. Okay? So that's Bihi Borom. So if you go with that, and therefore it's Vayomer, even though it's Vayomer Hashem Abraham, since this is the process to become the Abraham Bihi Borom, so therefore this is the Yesh Mi'ayin. This is the process of the Yesh Mi'ayin Vayomer rather than Vayedaber, because Basar Ma'imoros Nivra Olam. This is the concept. Okay? And if Adam wouldn't have eaten of the Eitz Hadas, if this was all, a lot of things would have been different if there wouldn't have been many things proceeding. But as things evolved, and they did, various things had to happen. Yeah. No. Well, that, if you read the Medrash and you read the Ramban, I mean, every Nisoyim, what is a Nisoyim? No, Hashem knows he knows he's going to be able to withstand the test, but yet he has to go through the motions. Because it's a process, because you go from one level to another. From the Medrash, it seems to be that it's purely for the world to know. Kodesh Baruch Hu knows, but the world has to know why Avram was chosen. The world has to know. And since he was able to withstand the 10 tests, which nobody else could withstand any level of test, therefore he was chosen to be the Avamon Goyim, father of all nations, and so on and so forth. The founding father of Klal Yisrael. Okay? The Maral goes to explain last week's parsha. It's very difficult. Rashi says Terach lived 205 years by Yamos. So Rashi says, because people would say, how does Abraham abandon his old father? What about Kibbur Avein? So it's a Chil Hashem. So therefore, by closing the chapter, we sweep him under the rug, under the carpet. Right? The question is, but factually, his father was alive. Factually, he left him. Right? So you have to get into the discussion. He was a Russia, is a person obligated to honor his father if he's a Russia. But if you want to say vis-a-vis the world, it's enough. By closing the chapter on Terach as if he died, therefore, it won't be a Chil Hashem. The Maral based on the Avram says, Avram literally had no connection to his father. he was a new Bria. He became a new entity. And because he became a new entity, therefore there was no connection. The only reason why you're obligated is because your father contributed to your life at some level. No, even though in the physical sense he was conceived. I mean, the Gemara says, father brings a person l'chaylam hazeh. A Rebbe brings a person l'chaylam haba. So it's a different level. Therefore, the Avedus Rabbo takes precedence over Avedus Aviv. Right? You find the lost article of your Rebbe or your father, because one brings you to the physical world. So over there you see we're addressing the physical. Terach, regardless. Even if Avram's a different entity, but factually, physically, he is father. I mean, you have to still reconcile with that. You have to say that the spiritual component of Avram was so overwhelming, it was totally like subsumed the physical part. That's what you have to say. Therefore, there was no connection between the two of them. Yeah, he'd stand up, but a ger is not obligated to keep it up. A ger does not have to honor his father. His biological father has no obligation. Right.
So there's no obligation to the physical side.
Ger, no. You could say, but there's no connection. No, definitely. There's no connection.
Isn't that saying that there's no obligation to the physical side of the
No, because there it's totally severed. There's no connection between the two of them. Meaning,
for the spiritual side is not connected. So from the physical side is still connected. Are you saying that there's no obligation from the physical side?
No, even from the physical side, because the physicality now is fused with a different level of spirituality. It functions differently. Understand? When you're a physical being, you function the same way before and after. If you were a Jew, always a Jew, right? So there's a question, you've been upgraded, you have greater clarity. The ger becomes he's a different entity. His physicality is infused with different levels. And what's the essence of a person's neshama? So the neshama, the Gemara says in Brachos that just as HaKadosh Baruch Hu permeates the world, every part of the world is permeated with Hashem's presence, the neshama permeates every part of the body. Every part of the body is permeated with the neshama. Right? So therefore, even the physicality of the ger is different. A Jew's a Jew before you're a Jew after Jew. So now you're advanced to a greater degree, but you're still the same Jew. Even the neshama is still the same neshama. It's been advanced. It's been elevated.
So even someone who's born to a Jewish father, and the Jewish father is not religious, is a Jew, and the person becomes a Jew, kind of problem. Is there an obligation to put up with that?
As long as the father is not a Russia, as long as father is not a Russia, he has an obligation to honor his father. No, but it's the same neshama. He has the same neshama. Before a Jew, now a Jew. Neshama is the soul, is the same soul. Okay, let's see the morale. Right. Alan's saying over my Torah, but he doesn't know very well. Nimrod, after Avram came out of the kiln, should have become one of the proponents of monotheism. What does he say to Horam? Horam, Mr. Horam, what are you doing? You going in or you staying out? You're bowing or you going into the kiln? I'm not going in. Into the kiln. Goes in, doesn't come out. So what does Nimrod say? It's not so simple. Avram's a fluke. So therefore, it means nothing. Avram is no hero over there. It's been disproven, because if he's a proven, genuine entity, Nimrod should become a Baal Tshuva. The whole world should have changed. So that's always, Nimrod, you see, you can't be too quick. You can't be too hasty in making a decision. But this is much more. This is much more. There's always flukes. Right? The halach is by Hilchas Nida, if a woman has a sighting. Why do you have to consider that day on the calendar? Because maybe she's establishing a pattern. Next month she has a different day. So we say that day was a fluke. It was a fluke. If it repeats itself 3 times, that proves it's what? It's a pattern. That's what we call chazaka. It's always that. So if it was a fluke, he came out, who knows why he used it. Witchcraft, who knows what he used. Power, it's not a fluke. Everything was a certain. No, he thought it was still a power. Until now, it's been proven that Hashem is the ultimate power. Nothing. So why did he destroy this? It's a question. Here, you see that if you believe in, it doesn't mean you come out alive. Therefore, it's not a proof any longer. Okay. Okay. Speak dirty at breakfast.
Why was Terach
Was it Russia? First, he was not. He adulterated. He originally.
There was only
He originally informed on his what's his name on his son. He's informed them that he was thrown to kill because of his father. Yeah, he was the informer. Besides, if you look in the Midrash, there was, in the ancient days before a woman, when she got married, the king or the prince would have relations with the bride before. Right? Terach used to do that. He used to do that. This Terach. So when something happened, they wanted to do it to Soda, or something. There's a Medrash on it. No. There's a Medrash. I haven't seen it in a number of years. It speaks about this. Okay, just let's get in a little morale.